doing, thank you guys for letting me know. Thank you guys for letting me know. Thing is, I used another microphone today for one of my videos for TikTok. So I've used another microphone. If you don't follow us on TikTok, make sure to follow us on TikTok, guys. I do short videos. Sound is on. Sound is on. Thank you guys for letting me know. I could see the comment section going absolutely crazy. Thank you very much, guys. I'll start from zero. I used another microphone today. This is why I didn't have the microphone from the studio connected. Thank you very much for letting me know. Let's dive in straight again from the beginning. Thank you guys for letting me know. All right, all good. All right, cheers, guys. Yeah, basically what we're talking about is the SP 500. We did have a massive drop, okay, Thursday, Friday, a little bit of a small capitulation, as you can see here. Now, what I am kind of worried about, are we going to continue, this capitulation to the downside? It will definitely affect Bitcoin and crypto. This is why we need to be prepared for, we don't want to catch a falling knife. Remember, we need to see, some bullishness. We need to recover that confidence of the market, picking up, because everybody is scared right now. Everybody's calling for 20K Bitcoin, 10K Bitcoin, It is possible. Let's just leave it. Let's just say it is possible, okay? And what I've been looking at here on the S&P 500, I've been comparing this massive drop that we did have, last week to, especially Thursday and Friday. I was comparing it to the rest of corrections that we have had, all right, for the last, few months and also 2020. And, this correction is starting very, very sharply, okay, on the S&P 500. If we don't start stopping soon, this week, showing some signs of strength, then it's not going to be looking good, because it looks like the start of a major capitulation phase, guys. So we need to be very, very cautious. Now, there is a possibility that we might consolidate and we find some confidence, and the volume is pretty high, when we are having another run up to the upside. But this is something that we are going to check out, tomorrow, Monday. Let's see how Monday opens. Also, Tuesday, Wednesday, let's see how the market reacts. But when it starts like this, it's very, very sharp, guys. Very, very sharp. This was also very, very sharp. Rest of corrections weren't that sharp, as you can see here on this massive run up, okay? This wasn't a massive drop. It was just correcting slowly and consistently here on the daily chart. This right over here is a very, very sharp correction on the daily. So you could have this effect, okay? It's only a scenario. I'm not saying it's going to happen. We need to be prepared for it. And if that happens, it is definitely going to have an effect on Bitcoin. Bitcoin will get dragged down potentially to $30,000 or $28,000, which is that major support level that we have been talking for ages, right? We've got the 40K that has been broken, and the summer lows, looking here at the daily, is, supposedly it should be the strongest level as support. Now, I think a lot of people might think that we are not going to break $30,000. $30,000 is going to hold as support. I think I'm a bit neutral, guys. I'm going to go with whatever happens with the market. You know, with S&P, I'm going to try and, you know, make fantastic trades here with the kind of movement that happens with S&P and Bitcoin. So it is possible that we could hold that $30,000 and just have a little bit of volatility below $30,000. Now, I want to know what my community thinks. And the best thing that I can do is ask you here, you know, putting a poll up. I'm just going to ask my community, do you think that we are going to break $30,000? All right. So I'm just going to put a poll right now. And I'm going to go through the comment section. Okay. So are we breaking 30K in the coming weeks? In the coming weeks and going much lower? I think not. But it is possible. Let me know, guys, in the comment section. There's the poll. Let's see what the community, you know, you guys make the market also. Everybody makes the market. Let's see if there's more people bullish or bearish. Let's see if there's a lot more people that think that this 30K, you know, these summer lows are going to hold nicely as support. We are going to trade sideways. We might be entering an accumulation zone. We all need to see what happens at those levels, if we do get down there, of course. So let me know, guys, in the comment section. And I want to go through the preparation of Monday. But I also want to go through the comment section. So I'm going to go through the comment section and I'm going to talk about what I expect for Bitcoin and how I'm going to react to the market, or depending on what kind of price action we do, I will be entering some trades, guys. So yeah, let me just go here through the comment section right away. Right. I can see Mario saying Bitcoin will pump. Strong pump Monday and Tuesday. Strong pump on Monday, on Tuesday here from Mario. Hey Death Killer, how are you doing? Joseph, how are you doing? Thank you. I have lots of no sounds here. No sound, no sign, no voice. Yep, this is because I changed my mic today. I forgot to put it to my studio mic again. Sorry about that. It was only just a few seconds. Okay, all right, yeah, lots of I can't hear you. But hello, brother, you are good. John, how are you doing? Right, let me just scroll down here. How much did S&P lost in the last 4 days? 4 trillion. Well, I'm not sure in, you know, not sure in total value, but it did have a pretty sharp drop from Thursday. The percentage drop right over here from the top to the bottom is, yeah, almost 5%. In traditional stocks, 5% is like 40% for Bitcoin, right? It's like, or 30%. It is a very big drop, 5% in you know, SP 500 or Dow Jones. 5% is a big drop. So sorry, BTC dropped to 25K, 29K in a corrective bull market. We are not officially in a bear market. Okay. Right. Be a market or bear market, says Jack. Right. We have 34K volume zone support. Also, yeah, we'll be checking that. I'll be going through Bitcoin. Hey, Andy, hope you're having a great weekend, says Big Bully. You too, man. Nice analysis, sir. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go through the Bitcoin price right now. Nobody wants me to take a look at some altcoins. Solana buying points. Okay, we can take a look at Solana. Russia's incursion into Ukraine are becoming more visible, pumping fear. Right. Hi, Andy. Chances for below 30K is the question here of Abai. I think the chances dropping below 30K is 50-50. I mean, it's 50-50. It's not I think it's a lot of uncertainty right now, especially with the traditional stocks, guys. You know the deal. if the Federal Reserve in the US starts, getting interest rates high to 1%, 1.5%, potentially by next month, it's not going to be looking good, guys. This is usually the start of a major recession. Okay, they're going to tighten, the inflation also. This is what happens. You get on the start. We had the virus crash in 2020. What happens? You get all of these people without work. You have free money. All these bills coming out. Okay, you don't get that effect of crisis. Now, what is happening is, they're gonna, no more free money for anyone. They're gonna start, cutting all this inflation and start putting interest rates up. And this is the start of a potential recession. It's very, very possible. So it's going to be, if we do see that, Bitcoin and crypto being a speculative market, will get hit very, very, very hard. Okay, guys, we need to, analyze that situation also. If the world is not well, if the economy is not well, it's definitely going to affect Bitcoin and crypto, because it's a speculative market still. Hey Andy, can you tell the best coins to buy in this dip? Well, I would say, Saito, Metis, I am extremely bullish on these ones. Dragon Chain had an insane pump today. It had over a 50% pump. It's coming straight back down though. Dragon Chain had almost a 50% pump, today basically. These are very good projects for the future, in my opinion. Okay, I would say Saito, Metis, Dragon Chain, they're the ones that I am willing to buy a bit more. I think I will buy some more Metis, but I think just by looking at this chart, we could have a little bit of a corrective move, guys. It's not the best time to buy right now, in my opinion. I want to start seeing like a floor price. This is trying to catch a falling knife. We could be making a bear flag right there and continue lower. All right, this is kind of a market cycle top, where you are going to take quite some time, quite several months, I would say. You're going to take several months to find a bottom, and then you want to buy there. You want to start buying when you're flattening out. That is when you want to buy. Never forget about this, because this could, have a little bit of a relief rally, get people very, very bullish. And then what happens is you get another smack to the downside. We want to see consolidation, guys. Whales buy on consolidation. All of this is, absolutely pure manipulation from the whales, just dumping all they can manipulate the price. What happens that they dump here, you dump here, maybe they buy to get people bullish, then you buy here, and then they absolutely crash the market again. Okay, so I would wait for, and they buy on, when the market looks dead, when the market is consolidating sideways for, quite a long time. You want several months of consolidation potentially after a massive run up like this, and that is the moment you want to buy, because what you're going to have afterwards is this kind of price action, right? You're going to have this kind of price action, and that is when you basically want to try and sell some, maybe not all of it. I never sell all of it. I managed, the only crypto I managed to sell some is Metis, 50% just right there before, it was almost pure luck. I did not know that we were going to have a crash like this. Okay, I know we were going to have some type of correction. I was pretty confident to see, some kind of correction retesting below these lows because of this lower high. I said, okay, it's very, very likely we're going to retest these lows, and it started going crazy to the downside. So my plan was to buy in there, but after seeing the massive, fall from Bitcoin and rest of the crypto, I'm just staying on standby right now. I would like to see the market consolidate after this drop. If you start buying right now, I'm not buying anything just yet, because you're basically trying to catch a falling knife. All depending on SP500, are we going to go sideways? Are we going to see confidence in the market? Potentially, yes, we are. Anyway, zooming in here on the S&P 500, first of all, because did you know the S&P 500 started falling 1 hour before Bitcoin did? Bitcoin started dropping, S&P started dropping heavily Friday night, and yeah, then Bitcoin followed. So I was in a short position and Bitcoin was falling a little bit, but S&P was going absolutely crazy to the downside. And then I said, right, I'm going to hold this short position because I'm protected. It's going much lower. Um, yeah, no signs of stopping anytime soon. We don't want to try and predict, a good support that might hold for a massive bounce because yeah, when the market drops like this, it does have a cascade panic event. And best support right now that the S&P has is the $4,350 range. As you can see here, most points of touch as resistance, support. You got support right there. A lot of resistance here, a lot of daily candles not managing to close above the 4,350, and we are going to tackle that range right now. Now, if we do lose that level, it's going to be a big drop because you can see the point of control right there finishes at around about the 4,340 right over here, and then you have a big gap right there. Usually in these gaps, you fall very fast. So the SP 500 could fall from 4,350, 340. You might get a little bit of a few wicks there because a little bit of a reaction because of the resistance and support that it has been in the past. But if it starts losing and already is a quarter away, it's going to be very likely you're going to come down to that $4,230 approximately, where you start having that point of control here with the volume profile. You do get back, you can see it on the price also that it's been a major level as resistance, couple of bounces there as resistance and support. So yeah, this is something very interesting to see by Monday and Tuesday, tomorrow basically. If we do get a massive bounce from this major support level and we climb all the way up here, that is going to be potentially a good short opportunity, all right? All depending on how we react here on the S&P 500. So, and on Bitcoin, it is actually dropping right now. I'm waiting to short, guys. If you ask me if I'm long or if I'm trying to catch the bottom, no, I'm a little bit on standby. Like I explained yesterday, I want to see the Bitcoin price have a little bit of a relief rally, have a little bit of pumpy action, maybe get people a little bit bullish, a little bit, excited because of a small 4 or 5% pump. This is what would happen, right? From this level all the way, or even a 5, 6, 10% pump, maybe take us to $36,000, $37,000. And the deal, we do have very strong resistance right there. And it's absolutely incredible. This is looking at the 1 hourly chart, okay? We got this consolidation right there. You could arguably discuss that you start dumping right there and you also start dumping from here. So all of this could be one. You can take a look at fib levels from this top and also from this consolidation from the start. And yeah, if you take a look at fib levels from here to the low part right there, we are not managing even to get above the 38%, Fibonacci retracement from the start of this pump there, for this dump, sorry. And if you take a look at fib levels from here to here, I mean, I can already give a blind guess here. It's the 0.23. Yeah, just to the dollar from here to here. You can see that $36,178 was just reached today, this morning, and we got a rejection right there. So, we got 38% and 0.23 just being massive resistance. Taking a look at fib levels from here to here and from here to here. So, yeah, I mean, I was expecting a little bit more of a pump. Now, what other scenario could happen right now is that if we do create a higher low, guys, slightly higher low right there in the next coming hours, still very soon. We're talking, it doesn't matter whatever the price does. If we drop from here or if we pump from here, overall trend is to the downside. So better if we do take a look at short positions, right? So if we start making a higher low right there, here, we could potentially look at fib extension from here, from the low part to this high, lower high right there. And then all depending on where we go, we could potentially find out the projection here of a potential ABC correction. And then, you know, we need to find out major resistance levels where the price of BTC cannot get above. I mean, it's dropping right now, so we're not even, like I said, if you want to short from these levels, it is, you know, totally on you. It is risky, but the price of BTC is likely to continue this massive, you know, downtrend. But we want to try and get into the best position possible, right? You know, you could short here, but you don't know if you're actually going to come to higher levels. So you need to find those major resistance ranges. So, and this is a beautiful major resistance right there. If you take a look here at this drop, the drop started here from 39.2K, right? Where you did have that consolidation looking at the 1 hourly. So you could take a look at fib levels from this high over here. Where does the drop in it finish? Right here at the 33.9K. I mean, this is the scenario that I'm waiting, guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to be sleeping or what's gonna happen, but if it does happen, it's going to be absolutely great. If we start making a higher low right there, and then we pump slightly above this lower high, that is going to be a pretty good setup, okay? Pretty good shorting setup. That is the kind of action we want to see. That is the kind of action we want to see. Now, I don't want to guess, and especially looking at volume. That is going to be my, you know, preparation for Monday. Let's see how, and we could fall from here, okay? We could come all the way down to $32,000. We talked about fib targets. You know, we're just focusing on Fibonacci actually right now. And also points of touch of resistance and support. Let me just zoom out here on the 4 hourly, because this is a major level that we did got very small reaction on the 4 hourly, a couple on the 1 hourly. You know, I was expecting a potential bounce, but we just had a small reaction, fell straight back down. This is where I longed for a potential bounce. Remember, guys, I got a small stop loss. I was stopped out. We got a very small reaction right there, right? Remember, this was when we had this consolidation. I was looking for that relief rally because of this kind of price action. It went straight back down. Small consolidation, we broke down. So getting the fib levels out of the way, if we do come up to that level, or depending on how much volume, we'll check out volume also right now. Okay, we'll check volume right now because we might have a beautiful setup for tomorrow or Tuesday. Volume going down extremely right there. This is absolutely fantastic. Something like this, and I'll show you here with different price action from the what happened basically a couple of weeks back. Not even that, yeah, about 10 days ago. Similar price action that is maybe happening for Bitcoin right now. I'm expecting a higher low right there and a little bit of a relief rally. Now we need to find out where that relief rally is going to stop, and you know, where we could get rejected and maybe the price will continue to the downside. So if this happens, I need to be ready. I'm not going to say we. I want to be ready for a potential short opportunity. Why am I shorting? Basically, you know, rule number one is because the trend is going down. You know, trend is your friend. So I just want to show you some similarities here from this price action. What happened right there? Okay, so you could get a wick here, and you could get some reaction. But I want to show you that if this happens, something similar right there, and I managed to short this very nicely. Going with the trend. I mean, it was pretty impressive because we did see a lot of, you know, YouTubers and, you know, people on Twitter getting extremely bullish because of this pump, and I shorted right there. And this is the kind of thing that we want to look for, okay? Looking at fib levels from the start of the sideways action, and it doesn't need to happen, but we want to get into these waves, right? And if we take a look at fib levels from the start of the pump, from the start of the dump, sorry, which was right there, all the way down here, we perfectly hit that 61, 62% levels, right? Just right here. So if you take a look at the consolidation and the start of the dump right there, I mean, you could arguably discuss, we're going to get some fib levels from all the way up here as well. So I'm waiting for a potential scenario like this, where we may be going to start losing the lows, lose the lows, lose the lows, lose the lows. You get a big fat bounce because people short the breakout. People usually short the breakout. That's people react to that way. When they break support, they short, and when they break resistance, they long. That's a very, very bad way to trade, in my opinion, because you get a bunch of fake outs. And why do you get a bunch of fake outs? You get a bunch of fake outs there. You get a bunch of fake outs there. You know, fake out there, fake out there, fake out there, fake out here, fake out here, fake out here. So that is when you want to react. When you see, you know, it's not gonna go up, it's not gonna go up, it's not gonna go up, I'm shorting. It's not gonna go down, it's not gonna go down, it ain't gonna go down, I'm longing. So, and if you go with a trend, even better. And the trend is down. So, yeah, thing is, you know, are we going to get that opportunity? Is the price going to bounce back up, or is it just going to start, you know, capitulation? This is the thing, all depending on the SP 500. The SP 500 starts dropping seriously tomorrow and Tuesday. It's not going to be looking good. So let's find the resistance. Enough talk. Where is the strongest resistance for Bitcoin? Let's take a look at the strongest resistance. Well, resistance number one, in my opinion, would be that 37,500. Okay, let's round it off a little bit. And then let's take a look at some fib levels from the start of the drop here on the 1 hourly. This would be a day trade or a small swing trade. Because, you know, basically, yeah, this took a few hours to get all the way down here, or it could take 1 or 2 days. This is why I say a day trade or a swing trade. It can take 1-2 days. This is the kind of trades that I'm looking for, okay? Day trade or small swing trade, which would be 2 days or 3, right? But not much more than that. So if we take a look at fib levels here from this start of the pump, from down here, and then let's take a look at, this one's already pretty good. It's nice. I really like it because the 61% is 37.2, which is a great level of resistance. Like if I zoom out on the 1 hourly, we got this major support range right there. That is the 37.5, 37.2. You know, this is where you get a lot of reaction. This is why I've got this green box here. That was back in September from 2021. And we got a nice fib level right there. So another fib level from the top, because this could also be one impulsive drop right there. It would be the 38% Fibonacci retracement from this drop, because this is a huge consolidation right there. The drop starts from here all the way down here. So we've got two potential drops. We've got this one with a small stop, and you know, this one right here with no stops. So we've got two major Fibonacci retracement levels. 37.5 range, major level of confluence because of these two fib levels. Golden pocket 618 and 382. And we've also got the major support that we did have in September. That higher low, right? Was it September? Hang on a second, let me just confirm. In August, sorry, it was August. I thought so. August low. August higher low. So, yeah, in my opinion, I will react to the price if we do have kind of fake outs right there, or if we make a higher low. It will be looking good. It will be looking good to make a higher, slightly higher high here in the immediate short term. And what I'm looking for is potentially that A, B, C correction right there, and getting a lot of reaction here at these levels. I'm talking in between $37,000 and $38,000. All right, we can't be very exact because we're going to see a lot of wicks. We might see a lot of wicks right there, but if we see a lot of wicks, that is a good sign. That is a good sign that we are potentially going to come down, right? We want to see something like this, right? It's like a Bart Simpson. It's like a crown pattern right there, where you do get the price bumping, and you might think, yeah, in this case, you might think the more times you touch a resistance, the weaker it is. The more times you touch a support, the weaker it is. Yeah, not in this case. We are in a downtrend, and we do see a lot of fake outs. This is why we need to react after what happens, right? This is sometimes you're not going to be in front of the computer. If you're patient, you know, once you see this kind of price action, you wait to see what happens. You know, imagine just longing right there, longing right here. Imagine shorting right there, because you wait to see the price that it can't break, right? This was a great long opportunity right there. We talked about this also. I didn't manage to get in because my long was all the way down here. I was looking for that 618 from this low to the highs, and yeah, we were just a few $100s away from my entry. A few $100s from my entry, and I was planning to long this all the way up to the 618, and I think we did hit those levels from the top here to the bottom. Yeah, we hit those levels very well. This is why it's also very good. A lot of people might long here. I was planning to long here and get out almost touching the highs, because you don't really know if you are going to break the highs, and you want to get out. If you enter here, you don't want to think that we are going to retest the highs and maybe break them. If you are in a downtrend, okay, we need to go with the trend. When you're fighting the trend, you want to get in and you want to get out fast, because the trend is very likely to continue, and this is what is happening right now. So that is going to be my plan, guys, for tomorrow, or depending how BTC reacts to these levels, right? If we are lucky and we have that ABC correction, looking at the expansion, let's go with the lows here, or depending on, you know, we'd still need a few hours. We still need more hours of more candles. But if we make this higher low right there and start pumping and breaking this high, it's going to be looking very good. Very good. I mean, this would take us... Whoops. Oh my God, I'm getting my fib levels here. Let me just get this one out of the way, just so we can see the extension. This helps you find out where the potential extension could go from the low to the high. If this were to be the higher low that we are going to create, then the potential expansion, the extension, sorry, of the next wave, which would be an ABC, it would take us to that 37.1. Okay, so that $37,000 range, in between 37,000 and 38,000. Let's give it $1,000 for the volatility. But that range, a lot of confluence there, a lot of reaction. I think big whales are going to short there. That is my opinion. Now, it would be silly to short there straight away. You can't have a big green candle all the way up here and say, right, it's time to short because Andy said it was a major resistance level and we are going to come down from here. No, because I don't want to short any big candles. I want to see some kind of reaction. Now, you can be unlucky and you might see this spike and then one candle and then another big spike down. It could happen. If you are fast enough to see a couple of candles there, maybe a tight stop loss, a few $100, above one of the most aggressive wicks, but you always get some kind of last wick, right? I want to see some reaction there. I want to see some reaction. Big wicks, you know, big wicks are even better. Big wicks means that the selling pressure is there and that the bulls are trying to break up and they can't. So let's see tomorrow, guys. Let's see tomorrow. I think there is a possibility that we are going to have that ABC correction. This is if we don't go down from here. But I'm not looking for any... I don't see any kind of divergence. The volume also is going to be very important, guys. Volume is going to be insane. If we start pumping, look at the volume, how it's going lower and lower. If we start pumping from here and the volume continues like this, oh wow, that's going to be absolutely great. That's going to be absolutely fantastic to short. If the volume's disappearing, the bulls are not showing any pressure, it will be time to short that $38,000 if we consolidate and the volume's disappearing. Now, these are just scenarios. This is how I would react. I don't know what the price is going to do. I am just having those plans to react to the market, because you can have all of these people on Twitter or in the comment section right now saying we're going down to 30k first, we're going to pump to 40k. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do. We want to try and find out some strong levels of resistance. Where could we short? Where could we go down to? And yeah, basically also looking at the volume, here on the Bybit chart. And in my opinion, Bybit is the best for volume. Looking at this kind of volume, because you do have, you know, quite a lot of liquidity basically on Bybit and a lot of reaction. Bybit does have a few billion, actually, a few billion in 24-hour volume, I would say. I need to check that actually. So like I said, that is going to be definitely a major level to look at for a potential short opportunity. Let's see tomorrow, guys. I hope that we do get up there, maybe. And if we do, I'm not looking to long this. I don't want to guess that this is going to happen. I would prefer waiting for the price to come all the way up to those levels. Smash up that like button, guys. Almost 500 watching. You need to smash up that like button. Absolutely. Please do. Totally free information here for you guys. You know, I'm just giving you my analysis, my idea of the market. It's Sunday today. I'm not longing, I'm not shorting. I don't really care what the market does. This is also something that I was taking a look at. You know, what if, you know, the price of BTC is just forming a massive channel here, massive consolidation. And, you know, I just thought about this today. You know, if we got this, you know, high, you know, we could, if you already got 2 points, you could potentially create a channel. You might be getting a bounce here from that $32,000. Also, we need to take a look at potential targets. Let's take a, you know, potential targets, looking at fib levels, potential targets here to the downside. Yeah, what levels can we have going to the downside? I think, what did we take a look at? We were talking about 32k yesterday on the live stream. Was this because of yeah, if you do see this as a one, you know, a massive dump right there, you have the retracement, the consolidation. So that would be from here down to here, all the way to the top, and then back down. The one-to-one could take us down to the 33k levels, but I think we did see some other reactions here from different fibs, potential targets, extension. I'll have to check it out. Let me go through the comment section straight away to say hello and to see, you know, does any people want to have a look at some altcoins? I guess not. BTC back touching the 34k ranging. What do you think about Oasis Network Rose? I think it's a great project. It did get massive hit. right over here. It broke all-time highs, but obviously with the market sentiment, S&P 500, we got Bitcoin, with the market sentiment, all of them had a little bit of a panic sell, you know, a big panic sell for a lot of the cryptos. I think it's an excellent project, L1. It will do well. It will do well in the future. So short term, it might see a little bit of volatility. But looking at this chart, we are still like in an uptrend. So we could be hitting support and getting a little bit of a bounce. I would be a little bit on standby on altcoins. I do have some USDT on the sidelines. If it goes down more, I would buy some more, definitely. I would buy some more of these cryptos on the downside. Andy, what is your thoughts on SLP? Says, is this Smooth Love Potion? Let's take a look at Smooth Love Potion. I mean, why are people so obsessed with this one? It's a totally inflationary token on Axie Infinity. And it's getting absolutely, look at this, it's getting crushed. It is an inflationary token. I would stay away from these tokens that are, you know, inflationary. I think, you know, you create them in the Axie Infinity game. If you take a look at SLP on the chart, you know, I would stay away from this. Stay away, because a lot of these charts might, you know, for a lot of the cryptos, you enter a good buying opportunity on this, but not on these ones that are highly inflationary. What do I think of it? I think it's just, yeah, stay away from this. Look at this. This is just in a massive downtrend. It might look that we are going to bottom out, but it did look like it here as well. So yeah, I would stay away from this. This could just do like this, continue this massive downtrend, especially being inflationary. I think Axie Infinity, people are losing interest in the game right now. $50 right there for Axie Infinity. You know, Axie Infinity got absolutely crushed also. So yeah, SLP, please, mate. Yeah, why is everybody so obsessed with SLP, Smooth Love Potion? It's just a totally inflationary token used on the Axie Infinity game. I think, yeah, this one's gonna continue to the downside. It might have a spike at some point like this. But overall trend for the next coming months doesn't look good. Smash that like button. Yes, thank you very much for the insane support. TFK, sorry. What the level of short you estimate now? Newer ever. Any news on Feds? No news on the Fed. I will check out if there's any news for next week. Never say never. Never say we're going to see 30K. We're never going to see 30K. We only $4,000 away from 30K. So yeah, very close. Very close to 30K. Are we going to see it or not? I think it is possible after losing these major levels. ADA, please. ADA got absolutely crushed. We talked about ADA. Maybe that $1 range would be a good buy zone. Is it at 90 cents? Well, it has a pretty nice bounce from this major support level. Yeah, looking at ADA, we did talk about that $1 range. Huge support right there. Huge support. It might be a solid level. I would wait though. I would wait for a consolidation, guys. Wait for large consolidations that can confirm that you might reverse. Hey Andy, I like your analysis. Love from India. Thank you, Vab, very much. Link. Let's take a look at Link. Absolutely. Let's take a look at Link. Andy, which alts will you be buying on this dip? Well, Metis, I'm going to load up from my Metis. I sold a half of my Metis, and I can get double from what I sold it off, so which is absolutely great. But I think a little bit of more downside is possible. So I want to see some consolidation. You know, I don't like to see the candle, you know, dropping, and thinking, okay, buy the dip, because the dip can, you know, dippity doo dah, it can still continue down. Well, I want to see some consolidation to get confident to start buying. Right, so yeah, let's take a look at Chainlink. We will see 28 and then a bounce. 28k, I guess you're saying, Law. Yeah, potentially, yeah. It would make sense. It would make sense to have a scary retest below 30k, hitting 28k. It would make sense, you know. Maybe there's still over leveraged positions that have their stop loss below 28k, below 30k. Thinking market, you know, Bitcoin won't go down to those levels. It wouldn't make sense to see Bitcoin go down to those levels. And yeah, well, you might see that reaction and then a massive bounce already when everybody is saying, you know, we're going down to retest the 2017 all-time high as potential support. And you get extremely bearish people already there. And then you might get that bounce. I am pretty surprised, you know, and the reason why I think we could go much lower is because I still see a lot of people that are not scared enough, you know, that people are not scared enough. And, you know, I think people need to, you know, say it's over. You need to see a lot of people and I remember back in the summer, a lot of people were saying, you know, it's over. A lot of fear, real fear in the market. It seems like this fear is not real. You know, I have a feeling that, you know, people are not scared. People are saying, you know, bounce coming, you know, or a lot of people on you know, that, and this is the reason why I think, you know, people are still confident, you know, too confident of Bitcoin. You know, it can't reach 20k, it can't reach 10k, and it totally can, guys. It totally can. So it is possible. Buy Saitama. Oh my, not buying any more Saitama. You got no, definitely not buying Saitama. Let's take a look at Chainlink, okay, guys. And you know, another good way to support the channel, you know the deal. On Bybit, you get the best deal down below. It's up to $4,100 worth of bonus on Bybit, and on Prime XBT, you get 7% added to your deposit. You can trade Bitcoin, SP500, gold, Euro, US dollar, plus 80 assets, and you're using Bitcoin as collateral. You can use Ethereum or USDT also as collateral. Huge liquidity. They have over 1 billion 24-hour volume, over 1 billion. So yeah, over 24-hour volume, which is absolutely insane. You get the best bonus down below, guys, in the description. Let's take a look at Chainlink, guys. And we actually called for the summer lows. We actually called Chainlink could come and retest the summer lows, and yeah, it did. It is there. Why did I say Chainlink could retest the summer lows and it might enter an insane buying opportunity? It was all because of looking at this you know, logarithmic chart from Chainlink since 2018, and Chainlink likes to create these kind of massive double bottoms. It makes a bottom, and after 4, 6, even, you know, 8 months, makes the second bottom right there, or even the third one, as you can see here on the chart. So, you know, I was saying, you know, it does look like that Chainlink might come down to retest the summer lows or even dip slightly below it. We went all the way down to $13.5 approximately. So yeah, we could still, you know, dip a few more dollars and consolidate. Let's see how the market is going to be in the next couple of weeks. It might be one of the best buying opportunities. Strong believer in Chainlink. I'm not going to add to my Chainlink bag because I do have a pretty big bag. It is 30% of my portfolio, of my hodling portfolio. So yeah, I'm happy with my Chainlink bag for the future, for the next 5 years potentially. Not selling any Chainlink till we at least reach $100, if we ever do. Or if not, I'm holding it to 0. My moderators know that. I'm holding my Chainlink to 0 if it goes down there. So bearish. I think I'm going to buy a little more BTC. Absolutely. Always. Dollar cost average is not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Right, let's take a look at FTM. Let's take a look at Phantom. What is Phantom doing? I did take a look at the charts on Phantom today. And we can zoom in here on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hourly actually. Phantom has a massive resistance at the $2.50. And I think there's not much... I think we can come to lower levels here on Phantom. $2.50 is massive resistance. Why is it massive resistance? It's a big point where the price hasn't managed to get above or below. It bounced very nicely as support and as resistance several times here on Phantom. We almost reached it today. We went all the way up to $2.38. We might get a higher low right there and we might retest it. It might be a good shorting opportunity if we start hitting that $2.50 range. And also on the VPVR, it's the massive point of control right over here where we're currently trading. And the very end is at the $2.50 range right there. So it's very likely that the price won't manage to get above this range with this kind of movement. Okay, so stay very cautious. I am looking for short positions right now. If there's massive bullish divergence and obvious signs that we are going to have a small dead cat bounce, I will enter a long position like I did a couple of days ago. But if it's only very clear, if I do see many signs, so yeah. Let's take a look at some different altcoins. Why not? ICP. Can anybody tell me about the ICP because it's below monthly support? How far it will go down if BTC to 28k? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at ICP. I think this one got absolutely crushed. ICP must have got absolutely crushed. I remember, guys. Do you remember when? I don't want to say his name. Okay, I'm going to say YouTuber or YouTubers talking crazy about ICP when it was just launching, right? And it was dipping, and it was at about $300 or something like that. 300 or yeah, around that range. A lot of promotion on this when it was launched. That was a very bad sign, guys. A lot of people must have lost a lot of money on ICP. I'll tell you that, because there was a lot of YouTubers. You can check it out. Maybe put ICP on YouTube, promoting ICP. It was already a multi-billion market capitalization. What is it right now? It's higher than 1 billion, I think. 4 billion market capitalization. I was very fishy on this. Because how can you launch a project, already with, I don't know what was the market cap. It was a few dozen of billion, I think. Yeah, this means that a lot of, billionaires already got into this. Millionaires bought a huge bunch of ICP. You pay a huge amount of money to YouTubers to promote. So people can FOMO in at these crazy price levels, $200, $300. And yeah, they dump on you, and it's a very sad story, guys. Very sad. But yeah, stay very cautious with this kind of things. ICP doesn't look like it's going to find a floor anytime soon. You said it's below the monthly low. What is the monthly low? Last monthly low here. Yeah, no signs of bottoming out, guys. No signs. You want to see nice sideways action on this. This is still not looking good. Still not looking good. Right, guys. let's take a look. Bitcoin is a Ponzi like type of scam. It's quite obvious. It's literally nothing. It gives people who buy in to let other people who bought earlier to dip out with their money. It's all of crypto is like this, but there are a lot of good projects that will have, purpose in life. Bitcoin, they want to believe that Bitcoin is the gold. It is the digital gold, right? One reason why. Oh, wait, please. Okay, I'll take a look at these cryptos. What if I told you? Huge amount of people have been buying Bitcoin, and let me just take a look at this chart. Huge bunch of people have been buying Bitcoin. Bitboy, I was going to say it then. I want to go all the way back to 2010 with Brave New Coin. On the weekly, what if I told you all of this was just a big massive cycle right there, coming all the way from 2014, a multi-year massive cycle, and all of these people that are bought right here, all those hodlers, because we do have some on-chain data that shows us that there are hodlers out there that haven't sold any Bitcoin for over 5 years and 6 years. It's absolutely crazy, guys. And a lot of people think that is bullish, but that is actually not. I think that's a little bit dangerous. All of those people that haven't been sold, because the blockchain is open. Bitcoin blockchain is open. This is why we got this on-chain data, from Glassnode, what's the other one? Quantum metrics or something like that. I can't remember, but basically showing you, there's a bunch of wallets, dozens and dozens of wallets with, millions and millions of dollars of Bitcoin that haven't sold anything for years. Some may think that those are lost Bitcoin. Maybe other people think that it is the start of a massive big drop here, and they're going to sell all their Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's going to go below $10,000. That's what I wanted to say. And this has just been a massive big Ponzi and a big cycle. Yeah, it's very, very difficult. But there are a few wallets that if they do sell right now, if they do sell all together, that have maybe, in between them 4 or 5 million Bitcoin, is there enough liquidity on the exchanges for a massive big market sale, of millions of Bitcoin? It will be it will definitely be a catalyst if that happens. Just imagine, these dozen of entities get together and say, right, let's just crash the Bitcoin market. They could. Yo, Rodrigo, how are you doing? Harmony won. Let's take a look at Harmony. I've taken a look at Rose already. What we talked about Rose is that it's a great project. Layer 1, it will have, a lot of utility. I think L1s, L2s, a lot of them are going to survive. They will decouple slightly from Bitcoin with time, maybe not now, because they will have real utility. DeFi will have real utility worldwide. Bitcoin is still the leader. It still has a very, very big percentage, in the crypto market. It's over 40% right now. Let's just take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. I'm still a believer that the Bitcoin dominance will get crushed. Bitcoin dominance went all the way to 42%, having a little bit of a pump. I'm still a strong believer that the Bitcoin dominance will come down to 30% in the near future. Rose, like I said, Rose is in a still pretty nice uptrend. It's just having lots of pumps and dumps, but it is in a very nice uptrend. Short-term analysis here is crazy, all depending on the market, what happens with the market. Right, let's take a look at our wave here for salmon. Our wave. Let's take a look at our wave right away here on the chart and see what is going on for our wave. Let me get VPVR out of the way. What have we got here for our wave? It is actually, it's retesting this major resistance, this support, sorry. This was the all-time high from March. It is actually getting a little bit of volatility right there. I would wait a few days on this. I would wait a few days to see what happens with S&P, with the world, with Bitcoin, you know, with the market sentiment. This could be maybe a buying opportunity where we are right now, only because we are hitting that resistance. Or depending on what kind of consolidation, if we start creating higher lows here slightly, it might be a good buying opportunity if volume goes down. But maybe a lot of people might think that this is a head and shoulder pattern right there. We're just about breaking it. Yeah, maybe you might think that this is a head and shoulder pattern right there. I think not. I think not. We do have very strong support here still on our wave right there from the all-time highs of April and May. We're slightly below the golden pocket range here of the fib levels from summer low to all-time high. Got 78%. We might consolidate at this range, and that will be bullish in my opinion. If we start making some lows here, some higher lows or double bottoms, it will be bullish. It will be bullish. I would wait for more price action. So right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Make sure to, you know, if you want to support the channel, you know the deal. You got the links down below. You got the best deals. I get a small commission. You get the best deals. On Bybit, you get $4,100 worth of bonus, depending on what you deposit. On PrimeXBT, favorite day trading platform, you get 7% added to your deposit. 7% added to your deposit, guys, so you can trade with. Yeah, make sure to check out the tutorials down below, okay, on Bybit and on PrimeXBT. If you are an experienced trader and you don't know how to use these platforms, I've got a full tutorial down below in the description. Let's just check Bitcoin here before we wrap it up, guys. We are getting a bounce from this range. If we do, I won't become extremely bullish. I will be ready to potentially short the market if this happens. So far, so good. Let's see what happens in the next coming hours, guys. This is going to be my game plan. Massive volume to the downside, massive resistance above us. This is absolutely great. When you have these drops breaking support levels, they turn into resistance. The trend is massively to the downside. If we start seeing some relief rallies, we need to see the reactions that we have at these resistance. Volume going down. If we see volume going down, if we do have that relief rally, volume down, major resistance zones, fib levels is going to be absolutely great to short the market, guys. I will be updating you tomorrow. Also, I'll be making a video in the morning. Okay, it's going to be about 12 hours from now approximately. Yeah, about 13 hours from now. Let's see what happens. I'll be doing a short update. I'll be also going live. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Smash up that like button on your way out. Come on, guys, 257 likes only. Let's get to 300 likes before we end the live stream. Thank you very much. Join all our socials down below, and I will see you in the next one.